away. I'm Mariah. Happy Monday. Days are going okay. I'm just happy that Wednesday is a celebratory live stream finally. So we'll see how that goes. How's your day going? I'm surprised you're looking forward to that because the topic you wanted wasn't chosen and the topic I wanted wasn't chosen. I always have a particular topic I want, but that doesn't matter because it's not my choice. But yeah, we'll see who actually shows up to that one on the Wednesday live stream. I know I'm pretty sure you'll be there. I don't know about anyone else. Uh, well, I'm sorry it's chaotic though. Um, yeah, thinking. Oh yeah. So like one thing I do realize my sister was saying to, it's actually just a good idea. Honestly, you're like awesome though. You know this already. I think I do notice my ADHD more when it comes to watching things. If I don't, for example, if I now I'm starting to do what I watch what I'm interested in to watch. Like, cause some people, well, sometimes I will watch the show fully all the way through. Sometimes it depends on what mood I'm in. Mm, if I feel like switching between different shows, I'll do that. I was telling my sister I watch all these different shows, and she's like, "Yeah, I can't do that." Well, it depends for me. I'm autistic and ADHD, so sometimes the autistic side wins, sometimes the ADHD side wins. It depends on which one I decide to live in for the day. Sometimes I watch multiple shows, sometimes I watch six to one show. It depends on, like I said, mood I'm in. Mm. Yeah, and I also I don't know if you saw my message to you on coffee, and I said that I would recommend that you watch Lie to Me. Still on the eighth episode because I've been switching around different shows, so that's why I'm only still on the eighth episode. But it's really good. I think it's a good show. Um, but because you were telling me you said you wanted to watch it, so I would say I recommend that you watch it. Um, really looking forward to certain shows coming back. Curious to see one of the shows I was watching actually reversed it. It was supposed to end at three seasons, and now it's going to be ending at four. Interesting. I didn't know a network could. I did not know that a network could do that. It could say it's going to do one thing and then switch itself to do a different one. Yeah. I don't remember. I sent that message back a few days ago, so I don't remember when. Um, Honestly, I'm glad that this channel doesn't trend as much as it used to because that was annoying. And particularly when it started trending, and we would have very numerous disrespectful people on here. So I definitely am glad that my celebratory streams are only sub only, and if you sub and are disrespectful, you're just getting blocked. I'm not sorry about nothing. I don't apologize in advance because there are certain rules I already made of this channel, and certain people don't respect them, and then they wonder why they get blocked. It's called respect the rules, and you wouldn't be getting blocked. But okay, you said they do that a lot. I didn't know that. No, but it wasn't even considered. They said they were and that wasn't even about. That's interesting, but it was supposed to actually. They said for certain it was supposed to be ending after 3 seasons, and all of a sudden now it's ending after 4. I think they said it like couple, maybe a few months ago. I think maybe more recently they said they were gonna renew it for 4. I wish they would have done that with some of the shows I used to watch. They should have did that crap with it, because that would have been great. But some of the shows I watch end in cliffhangers. I think Lie to Me is gonna end in cliffhanger. Um, a lot of the shows I've watched throughout my whole life. Cliffhanger. Oh no, you canceled. Like, well, let's be honest, I'm not shocked. I typically like things that. Actually, some people, I think the way I like music is similar to how I like certain TV shows. I would say that's accurate for myself, but I can't say. You said I don't know what show that would be. I don't know a show that was meant for one. I have no idea what show that would be for you. But sorry if you can hear my sibling and my mom. But um yeah, honestly, it's not that big a deal. When he gets to, I've got to figure out what I'm gonna do for when we get to 1,000, not 1,000, 106, because that's supposed to be 2 years of doing these kind of streams. Gotta figure out what game I'll play. For that one, I don't know yet. Um, but that's what I'm saying. I am very curious to see what questions people ask me. We already know if they're not. You and I both know if they're not appropriate, the question's gonna get blocked already because I already put that as part of the title. Appropriate questions only, like, and we already know some people are gonna try when if they enter the stream and they're already a troll, they're gonna try to say something inappropriate, and that's not gonna work out for them very well. Dealt with enough disrespect to last in your lifetime on this channel, and not everyone on this channel is disrespectful, but oh really? I didn't know the show Your Honor wasn't supposed to have a second season. I did not know that. There was something else I watched. I forgot. It was supposed to be one season, but no, it's not. No, it was a character that was. I remember. There was some shows that I watched, and the character was the only few episodes. I know for the show Family Matters, I tried to figure out like, cause let's be honest, I was a little kid when the show came out. Actually, when it first came out, I wasn't even born yet, but I was reading, of course, later on as a grown adult, that the character Steve was written into the show because it was supposed to be he was supposed to be a little side character, but he ended up being so popular that they wrote his character into the show where it became like the main focus of the show. I think that to me that's insane. That means that the person who is playing the role. I like reading when, like, for example, this other show I used to watch when I was a teenager. I guess into becoming an adult. Well, technically, I guess I was an adult already when it came out. Technically. I was watched this used to watch this show when it was on Disney Channel when I used to watch Disney Channel, which was years ago. Um, Actually, it's good. I don't remember when I stopped watching that channel. Don't really care for it now. But I remember they wrote this character into the show because to me, when you write a character into the show because you like the acting so well, that tells me how talented the actor or actress must be to actually write a character into a show for because it's so they're actually really talented at the role. I think pretty sure it was how the heck do I say his name? The guy who played Robbie in the show, Jesse. I think his character was written into the show because it wasn't an original. It wasn't post. It was a completely different character, and they changed the whole role for him. And also, we also know Jaleel White's character Steve. The character Steve was written into the show because he just played. Honestly, he played that role really well. Like honestly, I was trying to figure out, like, when I first watched the first season, I was trying to figure out where is Steve at, like, because I know the character Steve is very I'm sorry, but I'm sorry, Jaleel White did a heck of a job with that character because I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the show wouldn't have been as good without him. The part where I just love his little catchphrase, "Did I do that?" Um, I just thought it was interesting. I was reading some things like about like sometimes I try to read like certain things like I learned facts about shows or trivia or whatever. So I was reading about that show, Family Matters. So I remember I was reading and I saw that it said like he was getting to like so they it's like I think he was like playing basketball all the time or whatever, getting to work too ripped for the character. So they told him he can't be playing the basketball as much because he's supposed to be like a nerd, but not like a muscular nerd, like one of those wimpy nerds. Let's be honest, nerd characters in shows they're supposed to be wimpy. I don't quite understand why that's the case. Because let's be honest, people that are smart can come in all different forms. Let's be real. You can be an athlete and be a nerd, or considered a nerd, which I don't think is a bad thing, personally. But like I said, I just think it was interesting reading certain like things like I had read, I don't know if this is accurate or not, but I had read that the two characters, well, the two actual actor and actress, the one who played Steve, Jalil White, and the one who played Laura Kelly, I forgot her last name. What the hell is her last name? Is it Kelly Williams? I think it's is it Kelly? Like that's her name. I don't know how to say her middle name. Back to what I'm saying. I heard that that honestly, that is freaking brilliant. The dual characters, I freaking loved how they were complete opposites. And it's to me, it's interesting how Laura loved the dual character of Steve, but she didn't love Steve that way. Of course, eventually we know in the end she ended up falling in love with Steve, which is interesting because she got engaged to his alter ego kind of air. I just thought that was brilliant how they had an alter ego. I like the episode where I forgot what the one where I like that little change machine. Honestly, I thought that was pretty clever to like the little change machine changed it into different characters. That one where Carl got in there and then he got like turned into like a nerd or whatever. That was funny. I'm not gonna lie. There was one episode where it reminded me of Honey I Shrunk the Kids. Well, I don't know if anyone, some of you might not know what that is. That's a movie back from the maybe late. I'm not sure if it's late or mid '90s, where this guy he has like it's like he's supposed to be like a scientist or whatever, and so he accidentally like I think the whatever he was doing the experiment that he was supposed to be doing went wrong, and the kids got shrunk and so there was this episode where him and like Steve and Carl get shrunk, so that's why I said that. It reminded me of Honey I Shrunk the Kids, but of course, and then like this like I think there was like a bug on the counter or whatever, so they were like so tiny. The bug like tried to get them. Like I think it thought they were food or whatever, but of course we know they're not food, and so they had to hide in this Pringle container. And I thought it was quite clever how the. I'm just thinking this is back in the '90s and whatever when they had this kind of the way things look. They look like I just thought that was really freaking interesting. He said there was a scene with him showing off his miniature car, Carl, and honestly, I freaking love that show. That show was freaking good. I just like the shows. I like watching shows that are very wholesome. You don't have to do all this extra stuff like to make it like funny. Like that show was funny and it was like very simplistic funny and like I'm watching that show Abbott Elementary. For some reason, I don't really. I'm not saying it doesn't have funny moments, but I don't find it funny like my sisters. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure if it's an autistic thing or the humor just too whatever, and I don't like it. I don't know. I'm still trying to. I'm trying to figure out why I'm not. I'm trying to figure out like there are episodes that are funny-ish to me, but I'm like I don't know why I can't. I don't find it funny the same way my sisters do, and I don't know why. I'm trying. I'm still. My sister said you don't have to. My both my sisters say you don't have to think it's funny, but I'm trying to figure out like why do they think it's funny because I don't see what they're talking about. Like I find the Stooges funny. Maybe I just have a different sense of humor than them in that regard. I'm trying to figure out like why I don't like. Honestly, the Fresh Prince was really good too back in the day. Before I lost respect for before I lost respect for Will Smith, that it was good. There's certain shows I just thought was funny. Like I like George Lopez. I'm watching that again on they have it on Hulu. I'm watching that again. That was a really good show. I think that show's funny. I don't know why I can't find Abbott. I don't think Abbott Elementary is funny. I don't know what the hell it is. I'm not sure why. I think for me I feel like they're trying to be funny. It's probably why I'm not finding it funny. I feel like I'm not saying that's how I feel. I'm not saying everyone can disagree with me. I don't really that's their business. But I don't feel like it's I just feel like it's trying to be funny. Like for example, like the Stooge. I think I like comedy. I definitely like comedy. Like I Love Lucy. I like that show. I like Drake and Josh. I just don't find. I don't know why. I just don't find this show that my sisters are watching funny. I don't know why. I know a lot of people say it's not a bad show. It's just not funny to me. Like the show is not a Abbott Elementary is not a bad show. It's my brain, my mind. It's not doesn't find it funny, humorous. Like and I don't know what that means. Doesn't mean I can't pick up humor. Maybe just I just don't. Maybe that kind of humor is not what I like or something. Because I'm trying to figure out like why do people think this show is funny. I'm literally trying to figure out like what is funny about it. I don't, I don't know. Like I said, it could just be not my cup of tea. My sister's like, Mariah, you don't have to force yourself to watch it, but I'm trying to figure out like why is it funny. So I don't get it. And like I love Lucy. That show was so freaking hilarious. Hilarious. I love that show. That's funny. Drake and Joss was hilarious. Like I had forgotten until I knew Miranda Cosgrove was on that show, but I had forgotten it when I thought until I thought back because I did watch that show when it was on air. But I'd forgotten she was on there, and then because she played the evil role. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, she did a good job in the bad role. I'm not gonna lie, she did that role really well. I found the Amanda Show funny, but it wasn't because of the. Let's just be clear. It's not because of the guy who turned like caused it to become a thing. Not the person who created the show. I liked Amanda Bynes, just to be clear. I thought all that was a funny show. Keenan and Kel was funny. Like I don't understand why I'm not. Don't know why I don't think this show is funny. It's like bugging me. And people are like, well, I just don't get it. I'm trying to find a show that me and my sisters like, all of us like, and I want one of those shows to be it, and that don't seem to be a thing. But it's pushing all those buttons over there. Well, back to saying, I don't know. I guess humor is different for me than most people. I can't. Keenan and Kel was freaking brilliant. I don't. Now, I did not like that Keenan was getting Kel into all the situations now. That is one thing I did not like. Um, honestly, I respect, now that I look back on it, because when I was a kid, I used to think Kel was the one that was getting himself in those situations, but I realized when I think back on the whole show, I'm thinking, my gosh, Keenan be getting him in situations, because he'd be always saying, Kel, come on, or whatever. He'd be making those little nicknames up for Kel. I remember that one episode where Kel was like, I'm not sure if he was dreaming about orange soda or if it was like some movie theater thing, because it was like a music video thing where he was like dancing and it was raining orange soda, and I was thinking, what the heck is this? But I'm not gonna lie, he really did love orange soda, and like that's his thing. That show was brilliant though. I never understood what the their names were for why Keenan always called Kel these different names. I forgot. I think one was like feel like one was like spunky or something. I don't know, but I thought back, well, let's be honest, I am also a child of the 90s. Maybe I think humor, different things, because this, maybe I don't like the humor of the day, this age. Maybe that's what it is. Um, maybe that might be what it is. I just thought about it, because all the humor stuff that I say I like are from like the 90s, earlier, way before I was born, like the Stooges and I Love Lucy was way before I was even born. I like that. I think I like simplistic humor, but I also, it has to be a particular kind of humor. I can't like, even early 2000s. I like George Lopez, his humor on the show George Lopez, not the actual George Lopez show, the George Lopez from the actual was that on Nick? I can't remember where that show was. I think it might have been on Nick or whatever. But that was a good show. I think I just must like. I think I might just like older comedy. I don't think I like comedy as much nowadays. There are certain comedies I can watch, but this one I just can't get into. I might also. I think I'm gonna try watching the show my sister watched. I never watched it yet. It's called The Bear. Oh, and also I like that '70s show too. I don't like certain people now that I know certain things, but I like the show. I did not like be clear. Oh my gosh, yes, even the Golden Girls. That crap was. Oh man, that show was brilliant. See, I feel like for me, I think the reason might be why I don't like certain things. I think I'm an old soul. Is probably what it is. So I don't like things that I think I realize is I don't like things that I don't have to actually read into too much, and I think because I have to feel like I have to read into how freaking comedy is done today, I freaking hate. I also don't like the guy who played Fez because of this thing. So I don't like him either. But that's why I said that. Both him and Danny and him. Wilmer, I think his name is. I don't like both of them. I like everyone else unless they had something weird happen. Because if they had some weird stuff happen, I don't like that. I don't support weird, disgusting people that do vile things. Just to be clear. Um, my favorite episode of I Love Lucy's got to be the one where they're doing when they're doing the candy. Her and Ethel are doing the candy, and then they said the boss told them. The boss said, you're not allowed to have one piece of candy go through this machine or you'll be fired. And of course, they have also an episode of, they also have an episode of Drake and Josh that's similar to that where it's sushi or whatever, some kind of sushi. And it's funny because they mirror one another because we know in the candy episode, for those who have actually watched I Love Lucy and actually enjoyed it or whatever, or watched all the I probably haven't watched every single episode, but that's one of my favorite ones. So they like the conveyor belt starts going all slow and they're like, I got this, and then pick up the candy and then it starts going faster and faster and they're like, oh my gosh, we gotta get the candy in our hats. They put the candy in their hats, they put it in their mouths, they put it in their clothes, and then the lady comes in there and said, good job, ladies. And then she says, speed it up. And then, like, obviously, they can't keep up no more because they couldn't keep up with the first part. And then, same thing with, I can't remember why, I can't remember what made Drake and Josh get like a job at a sushi factory. I can't remember what caused that. But I remember, like, to me, it was really funny because to me, if you can mimic a show that is from like I think I Love Lucy was like the '60s or whatever, and then you have a show that's in the 2000s, you can mimic the content that really it's quite accurate in my opinion because it's very similar. The only difference is one is fish and one is chocolate, but the same concept is there. And it has the same exact feeling. It tells me that you did your job right because I feel like that's exactly what happened there. I feel like the the job was done. Honestly, I felt like the job was done adequately. One of my favorite. There's several. I have a lot of. There's a lot of episodes I like the Drake and Josh. The one where I forgot which exactly what the episode was called, but I remember there was one where Drake like stopped eating junk food and Josh had to stop playing his game and they couldn't take it after a point. So and also it gave Drake a rash because he that crap was funny. that crap was funny. He woke up, so he stopped because they were doing this little bet thing. Whoever plays the game or eats junk food first, lose. They have to dye their hair. The loser have to dye their hair. And so what happened is because they got fed up, one started, they did the opposite. So Drake started playing Josh's game and whatever because he really wanted to play it. And then Josh started eating all of Drake's junk food. And then they were like, "Oh no, give me that!" And then they both lost the bet. And then the parents bet on which child would actually win the bet. And so since both of the two kids lost, I'm not gonna lie, Drake was brilliant on this part. Jake didn't actually dye his hair pink. He had a wig. I'm not gonna lie, that was actually kind of. I'm not gonna lie, that was brilliant because I was thinking the others, I think, and at least on the show, they don't show that they have a wig, but I'm pretty sure, of course, they had one. But the way he just like pulled it off his wig, he was like suckers, and like so to me, I just thought they're caught the way that Drake and Josh got along so well. We obviously know they had their start on. I'm sure they had it before all of that, but I know they were on all of that, and so I just it makes me sad because sometimes we idolize someone or we are so think we know things about somebody and then we realize we don't know anything about them. Like I didn't even see the interview. I think I seen pieces of it. I don't think I saw it entirety. When I heard about what happened to Drake, it made my heart break because knowing like knowing that I know people probably try to protect him, but I can't imagine what it must have been like for the parents. Because imagine if you found out that happened to your child, and imagine if your child may have not told you about that, and you find out on actual TV. I don't know if that's how it happened, but I just when I watched, because I'm thinking it's weird because when you find out things and you watch like the actual show or whatever they're in, and then you find out things about them, it makes you look at things differently. Like when I found out things about stuff I've seen or people I watch or whatever interact with, I like know like for example, I still want to know who did whatever they did to Demi. I need to know who it is. 'Cause I need to know because me and my sisters are like we don't want to support anyone that does some vile crap to somebody else. I won't. I still want to know who it is because I have a feeling whoever it is, I support them, and I don't want to support someone that done anything vile to anyone else. Like that's absolutely insane to me. And especially, I'm not saying because she's around my age or whatever. It's just different because when she came out, I remember when she came out. When I first saw her in As the Bell Rings, I think it was called that show. She was on the first show I ever saw her on. I know she was on Barney, but let's be honest, I wasn't watching it back when she was on it. So yeah, because I was already by the time she was on, I think I was already 10, so I wouldn't be watching Barney still. If that was the case. But her and Selena were on Barney. I think that's the first thing they ever were on. But like I said, I wasn't watching at the time because they would have been 10 and I would have been 10, so there would be no need for me to watch it because that's normally for younger kids. And so, like, the first thing I ever saw her on was As the Bell Rings, and then she was on Camp Rock. And I want to know who did whatever they did to her, because I need to know if it's someone I support, because I'm not okay with that. I literally not okay with that crap at all. And I hope whoever said that it was okay for that person to continue on the project when she's on there basically being knowing that what was done to her, basically being told that what was done with her was okay because if you let someone commit an act like that and then go on as if they didn't do nothing, you're basically telling the victim that what they did was what was done to them was basically okay, which is actually not okay at all. I just need to know who it is. I need to know if they're like a big star and I support them. I need to know who it is. I've literally been thinking about it ever since I watched that show about that documentary about her life. I need to know who it is. It's driving me insane. I need to like is it the Jonas Brothers? Who the hell is it? Like it's one of the people I need to know. I literally need to know who it is. If it's a girl, if it's a guy, I don't. I just need to know who the hell it is. That's what I just need to know. Like, I don't think people understand. Some people don't care, but I do care because I don't want to support no vile individual that did something like that. That's not acceptable at all. You said, We don't actually know what goes on behind the spotlight with celebrities. That's true, we don't. Then Hollywood is designed in a way that makes us believe celebrities have perfect lives. I just need to know who the frick the person is. Like, it's driving me insane. Like, I can't watch. I'm not gonna lie. I'm never watching. After knowing that, I can't watch Camp Rock ever again because that like ruined it for me. Like, I hate that I didn't know back then when when it had happened because I supported something that me and multiple teenagers supported something when we didn't have the full freaking knowledge of that something like that happened. That pisses me off. It's the same way I feel about America's Next Top Model. That's how I feel about it. The way that they, because I remember when that particular scene that was talked about happened on that was on the documentary or whatever that happened. I remember the scene, but the way they edited it together, I didn't know all that stuff was happening. Also, I was a child, so it's not the same. I'm not saying it doesn't mean that that they should have treated that better. That was wrong what they did, and I don't care. It was wrong. I can't watch that ever again either. Like I can't watch Seven. I can't even watch Seven. Like certain shows, I can't watch it. People ruin. I hate when celebrities ruin things for me. And like I really like Seven Heaven, and then I find out crap that I found out, which I would have never found it if I didn't watch this documentary called Hollywood Demons. And I was so pissed. I wanted to go through the dang. See, this is why I need to. This is why I'm glad I'm not like a police detective or any kind of thing. Because when I get mad, I can't control my emotions. So I just think it's bullcrap that he actually had a career. He should not have had a career. Like he should not. I don't care. The reason why it makes me mad. He was doing that in the 80s, and he had to still have a career up to 2014. That's absolutely insane to me. That is absolutely insane. The part where I heard that made me mad. What I heard when it said what the victim said what he had done. That just pissed me the off. And he knew what he was doing. That just made me more angry. I'm not saying if he was drunk it would be better, but I'm just saying that just I just have a thing about people doing things because I have a whole thing that pisses me off. I get really pissed, and it's a and people are like, I think people think because I don't have kids I'm not supposed to get angry. Like these are human beings. They're not just because I don't have children doesn't mean that these human beings over here don't deserve to have any kind of protection. I'm trying to figure like what. See, but the thing is, look, what you said the ironic, no, because the last thing I saw him in was he was on the Fosters. That's the last thing I saw him in. Of course, I know he ended up not being able to have a career after that, which I don't really care, honestly. And the thing that pisses me off because he was around children. That's what makes it worse. Um, he was around. The reason why it pisses me off, he was around children in Seventh Heaven. He was around children in all the other freaking roles he's played, and that just makes me really angry. A person certain people probably looked up to, and then they find out this kind of crap. I cannot imagine. Imagine if you're one of the. Just think about it. Imagine if you're one of the actors that worked on the show with this person, man. I would. I'm saying, thinking. Imagine if my. Oh my gosh, if I had a child and that happened, God would have to help me about that because I don't. I already know myself very well. I know myself well enough to know that I don't. I ain't. Yeah, I'm gonna need my spouse to be the opposite of the way I am because then he can calm me down because I already know. Actually, let's be honest. If my husband's similar to me, then I guess we a tag team in this whole situation, that whole situation together. Because I don't deal with bull crap like that. That's absolutely unacceptable. Um, that is actually unacceptable. And to me, it had nothing to do with the character he was playing. It had to do to me. I don't really care about the character because the character he's playing has nothing to do with it. To me, it has to do with you. You're acting all like you're a wholesome guy. That's what I don't like. If you're talking about the family character, yeah, what that I don't like that. You know what I was thinking? Imagine if you're the spouse and you find this crap out and you didn't know. I would be. Oh my gosh. Hopefully I don't. I'd probably be in jail while they would happen to me because I'd be thinking, you done what? Like I'm sorry. That would literally. I think I'm not gonna lie. If that was my spouse, hopefully I don't go to jail. That would be hope. Actually, I probably would be going to jail because I'd probably be doing things that wouldn't be my fault. Because you've done what now? I can see myself seeing red and doing things that wouldn't be my fault. Like it would. You be like, oh, Mariah, well you should have no. Mariah, you should have nothing. Don't Mariah, nothing me. Because the thing is, I don't. That's the one that pissed me off. The ones who do know that their spouses are like this, to me, I don't. I have nothing. I don't really have nothing to say to you. Because if you know your spouse is like this and you don't, no. You support that crap? No, I'm not. No, I already know myself well enough to know. I can't even talk about it. I can't. I'm not. I can't. I'm not. I don't. I have nothing to say. Wait, which one? You're talking about the one I'm talking about from? You're talking about Stephen. What's his last name? Collins. Stephen Collins is his name. Unfortunately, but that's absolutely insane. Basically, she's the girl. You, ugh, make me sick. I don't understand that crap. That's disgusting to me. She's a little. That's a little bit. That's basically my whole life. Actually, that is my whole life in some. That's my whole life in some. That's basically your whole life. That's your whole life in some. Like one. Point is, that's freaking crazy to me. That's my whole cousin's life. That's crazy to me. That like 37. Hell no. What's he like in his 70s? That's nah, yo. Nope. I'd say I can't even lie. I can't. That's really disgusting. That. That's no. That's no. I do wonder how. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'd rather if that would not be me first off. Not married to no damn predator. That's it. I will stay single forever. Fuck that. No way. No. Nope. I'm not sorry. I don't care. I'm not sorry. Disgusting. It had nothing to do with the age. And really, whatever, that's her life. She want to be with someone that's much older than her, that's her problem. I don't care. But the problem is he's a freaking disgusting human being. That's the problem. I don't want to deal with no foul ass human being. Oh, also, no, I'll tell you this one. I'll message you it. I was gonna say something on here, but then I realized we're on live stream. I have to message you something. But yeah, I got nothing. I honestly, I would never date someone that. I would never date or marry someone that much older than me. That's actually insane to me. Cause what do I have in common with you? Like I literally have nothing in common. Um, but honestly, it seems to be the culture. Uh, it seems to be the culture of people. I'm sorry, I'm not dating. I'm not dating someone like basically more than half my age. Yeah, that's not happening. Like I won't do it. First off, the reason why I don't like it is because there's a power dynamic. That's why I don't like that crap. That's why I'm not doing it. Um, Typically a power dynamic particularly more when it's women. I mean, sorry, males. The male's older than the woman is typically more a power dynamic. I don't know about the other way. But I have seen it just seemed very common more when it's a man is older than a woman. You have a very significant power dynamic. I'm not doing that. So I wish my adults would tell me what the hell I am and I'm not gonna do when I'm a grown and dang adult. Shoot that mess. She says she's a super fan, but it's giving. Honestly, it probably might be a parasocial relationship. That's really creepy. Yeah, no, I ain't. I'm not being in one of those because people have caused parasocial relations with me, and I'm good with that. No thing. I said I'm good on that. My point is, I ain't dealing with that crap. I don't care if I like a show or a character on a show, whatever. But it's not about to be going and invading in my real life. That's not happening to me because I'm just saying I will never. I'm not doing that. I'm like I won't marry someone like in their 70s. I'm in my 30s. That's not happening. Or sorry, 60s, and I'm in my 30s. Yeah, that's not happening. I don't care because there's a power dynamic there. They probably have, probably same thing with females, but I've not heard of a case where a female, I guess if you, yeah, no. I was say something, but that's something disgusting, because I'm not saying a disgusting rule. Um, but, I just think that's actually insane to me. Like, I don't know. She's a super fan, not trying to be mean, super fan, whatever. But does she not know the vile crap that he? I'm sorry, but does she does not know the vile crap he has done? I'm the hell no. No, with that, no. If you watched it, I know you would be mad as I got, Nick. So you don't need to watch it either. I advise you not to watch that documentary I talked about. It's on ID, but you can't watch it. Well, you can watch it, but I advise you're gonna get mad. Almost threw my tablet across the room, was not my fault, because when I get mad, that's what I want to do. Oh, she did. Oh, hell no. Wait, you're joking, right? She did not really know, did she? Because I'm sorry, I can't. People that do dumb shit like that, I don't have respect for. That's She better hope if they have kids, he don't do nothing to them. Because to me, if you look, I cannot even with this. This is some kind of joke from hell. The way I look at it is, if someone is going able to do that with no has a disregard for human beings, particularly young human beings, and you're significantly younger than him, and if you have, see, thing is with that kind of situation, I would never trust that person around my child. I don't care who they. I would not. Yeah, that mean I would not be procreating with that person. At first off, I wouldn't be with that. Let's be honest. You already know me. I would never be with a person like that. Definitely not procreating with that person, because that's not happening. Because I'm gonna trust anybody around. I wouldn't even trust myself around them, so I wouldn't be like if I had known someone like that. Oh yeah, I don't know you. Get away from me. That's what that's would be. I didn't know any like. I remember. I don't even know if he was on there. I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think. I don't think the guy who played. What's his name? The guy who played Hyde. I don't think he was on the. I'm not saying he wasn't there, but I didn't see an episode about him. They might have had one. I just didn't see it. About him on Hollywood Demons. Honestly, it's quite accurate. That's a quite accurate name for the damn thing. They are demons. They act very. That's evil. What they did is vile. When I heard there was like when they said he'd been doing it since the '80s, I'm thinking, how in the hell did he keep getting to have an acting career when he was doing this since the '80s? And I did not get that. He basically got to have at least 30 years more of acting. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get that at all. Yeah, see, that is weird to me. His daughter is basically the age gap that you just said for the husband and wife. That's crazy to me. The daughter is almost as old as the new wife. That is insane to me. I don't. That's a no. I'm sorry. If that was my dad, I would be divorcing him. I don't know who you. I don't know who that is. It's not nothing. I don't know him. I'm serious. If I had like a dad or a parent, sorry, a dad or mom that was vile like this, I would not dare. I told my parents if they had ever done something like this, some of these craps I'd be saying, I don't know you. That's exactly what I'd say. I don't know you. I don't care, and I don't care if that's wrong. I don't care. The same way as if I did something vile, I would hope they would do the same thing. I don't know who that is. That's what I'm not even kidding. Yeah, no, that's just not. That's just not even okay. I don't even know what to say besides that's not okay at all. I literally don't know what to say. But yeah. Um, I don't. People are like, why would you divorce your parents? Because why would I be? I'm not associating myself with something that is a vile person that's a vile human being because I don't have to. Just like some celebrities, some of these celebrities' children distance themselves from their parents. That's you're allowed to do that. You don't have to have people in your life that are vile. You don't have to. You can if you want to. That's your choice. But I definitely wouldn't, because if it's impacting your life negatively, why? First off, if they're a vile human being, why would you even be around them in the first place? Because they're not adding anything to your life besides their vileness. Imagine if you grew up and found out, like, grow up, like, for example, I don't know if I don't know if the girl knew that her father was like that. There's no way to know if the kids knew, and to me it's even worse if they had known, because they must be thinking like, dang, my dad or my mom is this freaking bad, like. And unfortunately, I can't you can't untie your DNA. Even if you divorce yourself from that person, doesn't mean your DNA still stands, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't watch that anymore either. Um, haven't watched that since I found all that crap. I just don't. I just don't. It's starting to irritate me. Like all this, it's like I feel like more stuff's gonna come out than things I actually liked, and now and then because of things that happen I can't like. I feel like I can't even associate with the show. I hate that crap. Like that was actually a decent show, but I didn't know that had done all that stuff, and makes me kind of pissed watching a show and you actually like the darn show, and then because of one person ruined the whole thing. Like I don't even know what to say, because it actually makes me angry. And he honestly was a talented actor or comedian, whatever he's supposed to be. But he done tainted it. He tainted it by his behavior. Like I know people are like, well, like for me, people were like, well, it's just him. Unfortunately, because he's one of the main characters, it's not like you can cut him out like that. You can't even cut past his scenes, because he's basically in the majority of the freaking scenes. 'Cause I like all the other characters. I even liked him before I knew he did this crap. Like, but I didn't know that he did all that stuff. And I don't like that. And I hate when people have done things and they've been hiding it for decades, and now finally it comes out, and then basically the people who didn't know about the crap get freaking shocked by what happened. Like, that's what happened. Him and the other guy. I'm thinking, I hate having to support, I don't like supporting vile people who do vile crap. I just don't. To me, it's absolutely insane for people. Imagine if that was your actual, like, imagine if that was like your spouse or whatever, and you didn't know any of this bull crap for years and decades, and you find out at the exact same time someone else, like, it's making, both not, like, to be honest, a good amount of our childhood has probably been ruined, because I'm sure there was more stuff in childhood that I didn't even know about. Let's be honest, because we're finding out all this crap now. Well, technically I didn't find out I don't remember when I found out about the Stephen Collins thing. I think I can't. I don't watch the news. That's why I said that. I can't remember. I know I definitely found out. I did not know the extent of the one with Stephen Collins, because that was I was just so. I wanted to go through the day TV and beat his ass up, as I felt, and I had a right to feel that way. Because I can't imagine if I was a teenage girl and I was exposed to something like that. It just made me so pissed. It's almost like I couldn't see straight. And to me, if I'm like that and I don't have children, it's gonna be way worse when I have kids. I'm telling you, it's gonna be like way worse when I have kids. It's gonna be worse. Because I'm gonna basically have to protect them from every freaking thing, and I can't protect them from everything. And it makes me annoyed that I have to do that because of the way people decide to be. But unfortunately, this is the cruel world we have to live in. It's not very kind. Honestly, like I said, we didn't have it. Let's be honest. Me and you were born in the '90s, so we wouldn't have had no freaking clue what the hell was going on. We were both '90s babies, so you're '90, I'm '92, so we wouldn't have known any of this crap was happening, because some of it happened before we were born, and it was hidden so well. Unfortunately, because sometimes I think Hollywood honestly probably helped to be hidden. Unfortunately, because when you're a big star, they can hide crap that crap that shouldn't be hidden. Let's be honest, let's be real about that crap. I just think it's actually, to me, it's freaking insane. I mean, that a lot of people, I wouldn't say respect. I like certain things. I don't know if I respect because I don't know you actually as a thing is all we know is the actor or the actress. We don't actually know the person is what I think we have to separate. We don't know the actual person behind the character because we see a character that they're acting and some people act really well and someone can be so duplicit that they can be so convincing that they are one way when they're actually complete opposite. You said before technology nine and it was easier to cover. Actually, I believe that one of the good things about honestly, that's actually really terrifying to me. That's actually really scary. Hope to God to never come in contact with any kind of violent person like this. I mean, it doesn't even have to be just a celebrity. People that are humans that are like this. But I don't know. People are just vile. Some, not every person, of course, not every person. Like, there are people that are kind, but not too many, I feel like. Honestly, nowadays, I feel. I just remember. I just remember when I was little, watching like Little Bill and other different shows like and now unfortunately finding out there are a lot of cruel things that were done like even the Amanda show. I loved that show. That was a really good show when I was a kid. And then finding out about all the stuff that was that came from that show, iCarly, all this stuff that I'm thinking, what the hell? Is there any damn thing that's like actually clean and not perverse and like has some kind of disgusting crap behind it? And it's not the child actors that would have caused it. It would be the adults that would have let that happen. Like so, like it's annoying. Like it's I'm not. I honestly, I don't think majority people are good. I think it's more like I think it's probably like 25% of the people are good, 75% are bad. That's what I think, personally, for myself. Um, I'm not a perfect being, I already know this. But I know what I can and can't tolerate, and what I cannot tolerate certain things. Certain things I will be in jail for, and I wouldn't mind being in jail because for that particular thing because I'm not just gonna let something happen and like I'm not like I won't let like I already know myself when it comes to people doing things with children, and I cannot. That's why I get mad. I can't imagine being a. I just thinking about like people that are parents, and then they. I just think about it like people are who are parents letting your child not knowing there's some kind of cruel ass bastard over here. I'm sorry, I get mad like because I got mad for a second, but I have a right to. You let your child not knowing that this guy is a disgusting, depraved human over here. Like I'm just thinking about the child actors who were on that show, Seven Heaven, and the other shows. They were exposed to probably things that they shouldn't have been exposed to. I respect the parents that were able to come to watch their children. I feel bad for the ones who were not protected. That's the one thing because I know like I don't know Hollywood like that, and I don't care to know it like that because I don't think it's as good of a place to betray. And like I said, but I think that I wish that all parents were able to like be around their kids when it comes to like when they're acting, especially when they're young, because the industry, I know the entertainment industry is not set up for children actors, and I'm not gonna lie, it is. I'm not an actor myself or an actress. I don't ever want to be. But the point is, there are certain things I feel like kids are exposed to that they should not be exposed to, and if the parents around, it would not happen. But if when the parents is not there, when the parent is there, it won't would not they would not expose to stuff. But more likely, when the parent isn't there, the adult actors, if they are not good people, will not protect those children from whatever is coming around them because they're only thinking about themselves. And I almost want, it's interesting to me how, I just thought about it now. There was a thing, I don't remember when it happened. I think it was when Jessica Biel was on, I know it was when she was on Seven Heaven. She had almost gotten fired. I think she either got fired or minimized on the show, which is ironic to me for certain pictures she took. When the actual person who should have freaking, when the actual person who should have been taken off the dang show is not taken off the show. That just thinks of this interesting to me. She was like, I forgot what she was on, some kind of magazine or whatever. But I just think that's interesting to me. The person who should have been off the dang show, one of the main freaking characters, who is supposed to be this God fearing family man, and I'm not saying quote for God fearing, whatever. The family man part is what I have a problem with. He's supposed to be a family man, yet he's doing all this other crap behind the. That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, you have a vile person on the show, and I'm sure some of them knew that he was vile like that. I don't know. I can't say everybody knew because let's be honest, I don't know if he knew everybody. But there are certain people I'm pretty sure that knew, but they probably kept it around. Screw that. Screw that. If I knew and someone was doing something vile, I guess I would have been blackballed. That probably would have happened. I really wouldn't have cared what. For back to what I'm saying, but another reason I couldn't be in the industry because I can't be around that kind of crap and not say nothing. That would not fly with Mariah. Certain people could just pass that crap up, and I would not want. I'm not being around anybody. I would never want. If I had any friends over that were like, "Oh, Mariah, you shouldn't have said nothing," you can get your ass. Actually, your darn ass out of my life is what you can do. That's what I would have said to anybody that said, oh, Mariah, you shouldn't have done that. Okay, well, then you can exit your behind through the door and get the hell out of my life. That's what you can do. Right up there, and I'm not sorry. Disgusting to people. It's to every person that did something to a child, you sick. And see, it comes out sometimes when I get really mad. Because I get mad because I think of, because my brain can actually see what these pieces of crap are doing to them. And it makes me so angry. I want to do things. That's why I can't. Like, that's why it makes me so mad. Because I can actually see what they're doing, and it makes me so pissed. I can't see past the thought. So it makes, honestly, God, I'm gonna need you to keep that with my kid, because I promise you on everything, I will be up in the jail. I will be up in the jail. I told my sisters, if ever something happens to them, if I have kids, something happens to them, I need you to take care of my kids. I'm not even kidding right now. Not even kidding. Because I'll be up in, I already know I'll be up in the jail, and it wasn't my fault, because you done to my kid. It's my job to protect my kid, and you've done. I just think because I've watched so many true crime stories. You trust the person. They act like this normal ass person, and there's this vile piece of crap underneath. And the thing is, you can't always see someone's true motives, which is the most terrifying thing. You can trust someone because you can know someone for, let's be honest, there are people that know people for decades and decades and decades, and they seem like this particular person. I always literally hate every time I watch true crime where they say this. They seem like such a nice person. That really doesn't mean nothing, really, for real. Someone can seem like a nice person, but be a piece of crap underneath. I'm sorry for anyone who that offends. I'm not talking about the people that are trying their. So I'm talking about the ones who actually want to do things to people because they just want to. And I'm thinking, I don't even know what I'm thinking, honestly. I'm thinking probably, hopefully you don't come, actually, I hope you don't come near me, and if you do, hopefully Mariah is not, I don't even know what I would do, because my brain can't, I can't promise. I already told my sisters. I said I'll have to sign guardianship over you because I will be. I already told God. I said if something happens to my kid, if something ever happens to my kid, someone done something to them, I will do with it. I think it will happen. I already told him. It's not even a joke. I know myself well enough to know. Because then the reason I know that I'm not gonna be like this because I know how pissed and angry I get when I hear stories about what happened to children and how angry I get. It's not like it's not like a small anger, it's like a whole big one that is like, it's almost like it, honestly, it filled this room beyond. That's how mad I get. It's not, it's like my brain can't fathom, it can't fathom what the hell is wrong with you, why you would do something like that. Like, it literally can't, it can't fathom it. It's like, it's almost like my brain goes somewhere else. My body is there, but my brain's like, I heard everything you said. My brain's like, not. It can't go past the point, and that's what's scared. I already know me. I'll be in the jail. I already told myself. I told my sister, I said, I'll try. I told her if this ever happens, I will give you custody of my kid because my kid says I am not. And I know, they're like, my mom understands, and my family understands why I would be that way. But at the same time, they're like, you gotta also be careful because of certain things. But at the same time, I'm sorry. If my spouse is still alive, you can have custody from them because I'm not. I can't promise. Well, my spouse would understand why I would have done something like that because he would know how I am, like, already from the get go. And so, like I said, I don't tolerate certain things. That is one line not to cross. Like, I'm not saying you can cross any other line, but that is one of the lines. Do not cross it. There's multiple lines I don't like crossed, but that is a major one I don't like crossed. Honestly, I could. The funny thing is, I can see you like saying that. What was I gonna say? Shoot. Oh, hi, Mildred. Um, Shoot. That's what I'm saying. I could see you like beating someone's ass for. I could see that. I actually could see it happening. I could see it. It's kind of funny because I can see it, but it's like. Oh, hi, Matt. I didn't know you were there. Were you hiding, Matt? Like, sorry. Yeah, I know that, but I don't care about that part. Honestly, to me, my child's life is more important than some darn and some piece of. I must say something really evil, like piece of bullshit. Is what that is. I'm not sorry. I will do it. I would do it multiple times if I had to. I don't care because I don't. Yeah, that's just not happening. I promised you that's not happening. That's not. Oh, I didn't even know you were here. I had no idea because you weren't talking, so I didn't know you were there. Um, but the point is, certain humans need to get their life in order. That's what I'm saying. Certain humans need to get their life in order because they ain't going anywhere but down. In my opinion, people who've had 30-year careers who do that kind of bullshit should not have any kind of career. That's what they should have. They should have all their accolades taken from them and be in some kind of corner, some kind of protect. No, actually, no, not even being protection. I see. I almost said some. Calm yourself down because you're getting pissed. I almost said something out loud on camera. We're not gonna say that on camera. I almost said something really, really evil because I got really, really mad, and I just think that's bullshit. Like, I don't like people ruining things for my child because they want to be little. Be nice, baby. Be nice. Be nice. No, that person doesn't deserve it, but okay, be nice. I just don't like people getting to have successful careers for numerous amounts of years, and they don't get no kind of penalty until they're exposed. What the? Oh, calm it down, baby. You hear me? Calm down. Yeah, I can't imagine. Actually, I know what I can imagine. A lot of things that are not nice. And yeah, but yeah, no. I'm gonna calm myself down. Yeah, I don't like preferential treatment. Girls, and I think it's bullshit that they get that, especially when you're. Be nice. I said, it'd be nice. Even though certain people don't deserve being nice, but I have to be nice anyways. Um, yeah, I just think that's a bull crap. It's kind of similar to when the heck was that? Oh, sorry, but honestly, they have preferential. Well, I guess technically it's kind of like I guess preferential treatment is similar to favoritism, which I don't get why certain celebrities are favored over others, but you said either because of celebrity status or because they have. Be nice, be nice. You said, or because they have the money for good or bad. You mean, be nice, be nice, be nice. I'm trying really hard to not get pissed right now. And hi, Costas, I see you. Um, I really got it. You know what I was thinking? I wonder how, dang, sometimes I wish I could see, like, your actual experiences. Like, like, for example, like, when Nick says he'd get mad, I would kind of want to see what it would be like if you got mad. Like, I know that sounds stupid, but I kind of want to see it, because you get to see me get mad, so I want to see what that, like, to see other people get upset when you've never actually seen it. Like, and I'm not even trying to be like, I want to kind of gauge, like, the way I think the person's gonna get mad, and not because I made you mad, just to be clear. Um, like, you, you've seen somewhat of my semblance of my anger, some of it, not the fullness of it. No one will ever see the fullness of it, unless you're in my house, but, which you're not. But, yeah. Um, thinking. My anger is not good though. I like literally that's why I need whoever I'm marrying needs to be like the opposite of me because I need them to be calm because I am not that when I get pissed. I need when I'm pissed. I need you to be calm, but at the same time not interrupt me when I'm mad because then it's not my fault if I go off on you when I'm pissed off. It's not a good idea. Calm, but leave Mariah alone. That's what I need to do. Like some people don't understand that when people are mad, do not bother them. That's just like certain people can be fine bothering Mariah. Do not bother her when she's pissed. Like that's not my fault if I go off. Really, as not. Well, you're different than me in that regard. It's different. Just me in that regard, I would throw my life away for my child. That child is worth throwing my life away. I will throw my life away when my child is being hurt because, and the reason why I would do it because there are some people that harm themselves because of what some foul person has done to them, and that's why I get so that nah yo that's a negative. That's not that's not no. I just can't. Like I sometimes wonder like how do I don't understand how some parents just like can just be. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be mean. I don't get how some parents can just forget. I can't do that. I don't think I can do that. Some people just can just forgive that. Yeah, no. I don't think I could do that because I wouldn't know. Forgive the person who did something like that. I cannot do that. If I can do that, I don't. I wouldn't have to. I guess I would have to be dead to be able to do that. To forgive somebody like that for that crap. I can't see myself in my humanness doing that because I'd be so. angry. I'd be like this one girl lady on. I know I'd be that one lady on Deadly Women, and this one lady on this movie. I'd be them. That's how pissed I'd be. That's how I would be definitely like the two moms on that movie and that darn episode of Deadly Women. I'm not sorry. The ones who use weapons on the darn people who did that something to their kid. I'm not. I don't care. I don't feel nothing, and I don't care. That's how pissed I'd be. Done something to my dang kid, and that's why I say what I say. I can't. That's why I need someone that's very calm. I'm not. And then people say, "Oh, you should take your kid to therapy." What the hell is therapy gonna do? You can't that cannot untraumatize them. It can unpack crap, but it cannot untraumatize them. That's why it makes me mad. That's why it pisses me off because the trauma is already done. That's why it makes me angry. It's not even. It's because you don't. That's the thing that makes it. Imagine if it's someone that you trusted and they did. I cannot. Well, I'll stop talking about this. It's making me more mad. Talk about something else. Okay, yeah, let me talk about something else. This is making me really pissed. I think you would like that show Lie to Me because, yeah, I'm talking to you, Nick, particularly. You would like that show Lie to Me because it's like, he's like a human lie detector. And it's supposed to be based off an actual person who was, who studied, like, I think it's like facial features. I could never do that job because Mariah doesn't understand all facial features, so that would not work out for her, so yeah. But, I think you would like it. I'm only on episode 8, but that's because I'm going around different shows and watching different things, so that's why I'm only on episode 8 right now. So, but you told me to recommend it to you if I get to the end of the season, but I don't know when that's gonna happen, so that's why I'm recommending it to you already. And I hope actually people actually ask me questions on Wednesday's live stream, and yeah, and actually ask me appropriate questions. But we'll see. I guess we'll have to see. Yeah, but what else was I trying to watch? Yeah, it was a star, unfortunately. Nice. What's Star Girl? Never heard of that. I watch so many different shows. And I don't need any more. I don't need any more show recommendations. Maybe Nick needs them. I have too many freaking too many shows I watch right now. Watching a whole lot of different shows at the exact same time. Bad idea. I do not advise it. And the only reason I'm watching different shows, I started doing this thing where I get yeah, I've unfortunately found that crap out through, and I that pisses me off because I watched that show for years and I didn't know that he was like that. It makes me pissed because I don't like when I find out crap about things that I never heard of that. Oh, you should also since you like wait, is there any shows I watch on Marvel? No, nah. I was gonna say you should watch this show, but I don't know if you'd like it honestly. I have a particular show I watch, so yeah. I have a particular list of shows I watch. I haven't finished watching this one show I'm watching. It's called Black Lightning. I like it because it's good and also it's a black cast and you don't really see black superheroes, which is kind of bullshit, but okay. Because honestly, most of the superheroes I saw when I was a kid were white, which is not very helpful for me because I'm black. So the only black superhero I'd ever seen before this one was freaking Static Shock. I had never seen a black superhero before that. And the black freaking what's it called? When they had a black freaking I can't think what her say. Green Lightning, Green Lantern. That did not really I would not really consider that. That's a superhero, but I wouldn't consider it because they had multiple Green Lanterns, so I don't really wouldn't consider him like a main one. Uh-huh. No, lightning is spelled the way that lightning outside is. That's how you spell it. Lightning. I've not actually watched wait, it does get better? Oh shoot. Wait, don't tell me nothing. Don't tell Matt, don't tell me nothing, dude. Don't tell me that. Yeah, I'm not into Deadpool. I just think it's stupid. So I'm not watching that crap. Back to saying. But I also, honestly, I tell my true opinion. If someone likes something and I don't like it, I'm honest about what I think. It's not gonna change just because someone else. Wait, is Stargirl similar to? Wait, is Stargirl similar to like Supergirl or something? I don't know. That's why I'm asking because I have no idea. Wait, you know it is, but then you're telling me about it. Why would you tell me about it if you? Whatever. I don't get what you would tell me about if you don't really like it. Whatever. I don't like Iron Man either. It's boring to me. My dad likes that, but he likes Marvel, so it's not surprising. He likes all the like the Marvel characters. I do like one thing I did like in the Avengers movie was when Loki. That was so funny. That's one scene in the movie. There was a whole lot of. I like Avengers, not mine. I don't bat. I don't mind it. I don't find. I'm never watching no darn Deadpool. It just sounds stupid, is what it sounds to me. Like a stupid name for a stupid. I'm sorry. I just think the character sounds stupid as hell. I don't know anything about it, but it just sounds stupid to me, personally. Back to saying, Iron Man. Screw that show. Show, movie, comic. I don't like it. It's boring. Like at least particularly the movie. I don't know about the comics. The movie is boring as shit. I don't know why my dad liked that crap. I don't know why he liked that thing. It was boring. The first one was, I'm thinking, how you like this? Like the first one was dumb. The second one was okay. The third one, I don't know if I watched, but whatever. It's because of the build. It's the build up was stupid. That's why I didn't like it. It was. I told my dad, I said, it's boring. This is boring. Like, it reminds me of the freaking Lord of the Rings. That crap was boring as hell too. I don't like things that are have like a what I notice is I don't like movies that have slow freaking build ups. They get on my damn nerves. That's what it is. If it's a slow build, I don't want to watch it. Like, don't recommend me crap that is slow build up. Like, that's just not Ryan. I don't really care. Mhm. It's kind of like, well, honestly, it's like if I watched the Three Stooges and it was slow building, I wouldn't like it. I like things that like actually jump into the action and not lame. Like the Hulk was a good movie. I like that because it was actually action packed mainly from the beginning. Now, Captain America wasn't that too bad. Like I'm just saying, I'm not. There's certain ones I just don't like. Like I even like Thor. That part in the freaking there was this part in the movie. He went to the pet store and thought they would have horses there. That crap was dumb. But let's be real. He wasn't supposed to be from there, so he wouldn't have known they wouldn't have a horse at the pet store. Now that was funny. And then there was the scene in the Avengers where Loki thought he was all that in a bag of chips, even though technically, which he was not. Then the Hulk just showed him, yeah, we're gonna, yeah, that crap where Hulk like threw him around, that was brilliant. That scene made that crap funny. Yeah, you're not. And then he basically showed him he's not a bad. That one, actually, I like the Hulk, the one where he was battling that other thing. I don't know what it was, some kind of sand Hulk or whatever. I don't remember what that crap. I don't remember what the dumb character's name was. Spider Man, I like that. I like the original at least. I can't say about the others. I like the original 2004 one. Haven't watched any of the other ones, and I can't do it. And I'm not saying doesn't mean the other people are bad actors, but I can't do that. Um, yeah. You said you only saw. I never watched any of the Deadpools. I was never interested in it because just the character sounds weird to me. Like he's like he's half dead or something. Why would I want to watch a thing about a half dead person? That's not happening. Um, the Hulk is freaking that thing. My dad watched the shoot. What was that one? The one where there was it used to be a live action. I can't remember, but this was back in the what was the 60s or 70s. The thing was actually, I ain't gonna lie, that was pretty brilliant. I liked all of the ones by Tobey Maguire for Spider-Man. I've never watched any of the other ones. I don't plan on watching any of the other ones ever. And I need Toby. I wish Tobey Maguire never stopped doing the dang Spider-Man because that was like I would, and I know why he had to trade off because he got older, but still, I just liked him as Spider-Man. I cannot see anyone else being Spider-Man because I remember, honestly, it that role fit him to it very well. I'm not gonna freaking lie. I just really, he just seemed to fit that role, and I could not. I don't think I've really seen him in anything else, but I just still liked him. I won't watch like Hancock was good, man. That was brilliant. I freaking liked Hancock. Supposedly they're supposed to be making us. Why the hell would they do that to me? They're supposed to be making a new one, but it's supposed to be coming out. I don't know when. They're supposed to be making a second one. I don't understand why the hell they're doing that. Like, why would they do that 20 almost 20 years later? Like, what the hell? I didn't realize, because I realized, I think it came out in 2000 and, was it 2008, 2000 my point is, I was a teenager when it came out, which is insane. I freaking remember watching it and I was thinking, what the hell kind of ending is this? I was pissed though. The ending was stupid. And the reason why the ending was stupid, because it was like a cliffhanger, and I'm thinking, why in the hell did you like leave it that long? It's not, honestly, it's very similar to Freaky Friday, where the darn movie ended, and you're like, what the hell is this dumb ending? Like, why would you? Did they ruin the spinoff? I'm not gonna lie, I won't watch if it's. You got see if someone watches if they have the sequel and this one if it ruined, I can't watch that. What is with this 20 years later crap where they make the sequel? It's starting to piss me off for real. It's really starting to piss me off. They did that with Freaky Friday. They did that with something else. And I'm like, why? I'm not watching no Freakier Friday. Screw that. Like, why would you do that to me? Like, I was like young when it came out, the Freaky Friday, and then I'm in my 30s now. Like, this is weird. Cause she was in, and the reason I know Lindsay Lohan was in her teens when she did the movies, and she's now in her 40. Now she's 40. She turned 40 this month. Earlier this month. That's freaking crazy to me. Fuller House. That's a little bit. I feel a little bit different about Fuller House because it's not an actual movie. I'm not saying that I agree with that. I don't understand why they waited so long though. I do understand a little bit more because it's supposed to be like she's supposed to have her own family and you can't really have your own family right immediately after. I understand more of that concept. I didn't watch that 90s show. I like that 70s show though. I never watched that 90s show. I am watching Full House on they have that on Hulu. The thing is good. I was watching this show called the show called Social Media Murders. The thing is kind of upsetting. Actually, not kind of. It's really upsetting. Like watching it and then hearing from the family makes my heart. Every time I watch one where the family is involved in hearing the stories based on what the family's viewpoint is, makes my heart break because you can see the pure emotion on the family. Like the one I watched broke my freaking heart. Wait, you haven't watched either of them? Wait, are you saying you haven't watched? Wait a second. Wait a freaking second. Now, oh, you're talking about the other two. You're not saying you haven't seen Freaky Friday. You're joking, right? That better be some kind of joke. That better be some kind of joke. Like not play with me. Are you talking about the ones you mentioned, or the ones that all three, like you and Mildred mentioned? But yeah. I'm thinking, um. It's kind of similar to the only two you mentioned. I never, yeah, I watch a lot of you shouldn't be shocked. You already know I watch true crime, so it's not shocking. Well, it shouldn't be that shocking. I watch true crime. It's one of my favorite genres because I like justice being served. I hate when it's not. It pisses me off. I have a feeling one day I'm gonna be one of these dang shows. I just have a feeling. Hope to God it's not any of my relatives because I will go off the darn chain. Already, I know who I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be like one of those people in the darn. Yeah, my sister saw that crap. I'm not watching that ever. Oh no, I don't watch things that freaking scare me half to death. I'm not watching that. True crime is one of my things. I like drama and suspenseful stuff. I was telling my sister about this movie on Netflix. It's called Searching, and it's very similar to. It's very similar to the movie called Missing. It's in the same genre. It's the same genre, but it's not the same premise. But it was interesting. I freaking knew it was gonna be who I thought it was. And I like when I figure out the thing before someone else figures it out. And I had figured it. I was like, she's inserting herself into the darn thing way too much. And I know from all the true crime I've ever seen, is the person who inserts themselves in the thing is the person who typically done something. And I was on the money, and typically that's how that typically goes. I've seen a lot of true crime in my entire life. I've seen a lot of true crime, so I don't. It's common. Um, Police even say that on police interviews. They say people who insert themselves in it are typically the ones who've done it. And most of the things I've seen in all of both in true crime and in whatever documentaries and stuff, people who put themselves in there are the ones who's done it. And it's actually really sad to say, but it's very true. It's actually really sad. But I do wonder, like, am I going to be if I am on a true crime, am I going to be on there as a victim or am I going to be on one of the family members? Well, I hope I'm not on there in general, but I just have a feeling it's going to happen. Just because I don't want it to. Just because I don't want to is why it's going to happen. Yeah, I just feel it. I don't know what question. I don't even know what questions Nick would ever have for me because he'd be asking me a good amount of questions. And he also knows a lot more about me than most. Most just do, so I don't know what kind of questions people are going to be asking on Wednesday anyways, but I know I'm going to be on there. Matt must have he must be similar to your genre, Nick. He must like what you like. Yeah. I ain't one of those people that like horror like that. If I watch horror, if it's very horror and then they want to watch it, it'll be either the music be down all the way, or it has to be daytime. And I'm not sorry about watching crap in the daytime when it's horror. I purposely do that because I'm trying. Because I'm the type of the one, especially if I'm watching horror where there's something can sneak the hell up on you. I am not taught to do it in the dark because then that's when the damn thing comes out and tries to get you. And that's when you'd be like, oh my gosh, there's something in my house. I'm glad you gave him a thing to watch, Matt. But Nick, you actually have to watch it though, because I know you be saying you don't have a lot of time to watch things. Come on now. You gotta make time to watch things, because your life is gonna just slip past. I don't do horror, like I already said. I don't do horror. I'm not. I'm not. Just because you said it's not horror, I don't trust that because why they show it look like horror when I saw the trailer. I don't trust that at all. I don't trust it. No, my sister said it wasn't horror, then I trust her because she actually seen it. I don't know. I don't trust nothing. I don't trust nothing. I think she said it wasn't horror, but it just feels weird. I think it's not horror. Yeah, that's your opinion. I'm not doing horror at nighttime. I've watched horror at nighttime, and that's why I'm terrified of it being dark. When I don't like. I also don't. That's another reason why I don't like the damn dark. You can do that. Wait, you said you'd be sitting there and they be yelling, "Who thinks this is a good?" Yeah, Mariah's not doing that. You can do that. You can totally do that though. I thing is, I like knowing that I know my challenges. I don't watch things where I have watched scary things in the dark, but when I say dark, I can have my light on in my closet, so it's not as dark. It's dark enough, which but I can still see, so it's okay. But if it's like pitch freaking dark, hell no, nope. And I feel like I totally feel like Nick would be the one who like sneaked up on me, and I'd be pissed. I just could see it in my head. I see it in my head. Sneak up on me, and if I slapped him, it wouldn't be my fault because he shouldn't have been sneaking the hell up on me. Especially when you know I'm terrified of like certain things. There's this one movie I will never watch. There's multiple movies I never watch, but this one where the guy or person is in the middle of the road. No, it's a night. It's not a night light. It's my closet light. It's not a night light. I don't have night lights. It's my closet light right behind me, my closet. And so I turn it on when my room is too dark. That's the only time. It's not because it's not a night light, and I don't sleep with it on. Just to be clear, because night lights you typically sleep with it on. I don't do that. Before I go to sleep, it gets turned off. But like I said, that one there was like a horror movie where the person's in the middle of the road and the person is driving down the road and this person just randomly pops up in the middle of the road and then it randomly gets in. I don't even understand how the hell that happened because she didn't hit the person. It just like pops into her what's it called? The windshield. I don't understand what the hell that movie is. Like what is that movie? Mariah Mariah avoids I purposely like and then one thing I hate is when you're watching when you have like a streaming service and you can't skip this. They should have a button where you can skip to a next commercial. Like if you don't want the commercial, they should have like, oh, I could choose a different one. Like, because sometimes there'll be commercials I really like. I wish I couldn't see or didn't have to see because I'm thinking this is too freaking terrifying. Like I'm never watching that stupid show. A movie. I watched this movie. It was called Cat Person. That thing was kind of scary, but it was tame enough to not be too scary, so I could watch that at nighttime. But like I said, I'm telling you right now, I hope she punched him. I'm not sorry. I hope she punched him because I don't care what kind of darn father does that crap. Like I said, if you did that to me, if you did something like that, if I punch you, it's not my fault because you don't. It's your fault because you aggravated the darn trick. The thing is, for me, scary movies are a trigger. That's why I don't like them. Maybe if I had naturally found scary movies on my own, it would have been fine. But because the way I experienced scary movies as a child, it probably freaking screwed me up. Which is not my fault. Basically, we were either given the option of either you watch the scary movie or you go in the back room. So like that is why I probably don't like scary movies. And my parents didn't know that was happening, which is not their fault because they were not in the same area we were, so they wouldn't have known until we told them. Which is why I have it's the reason why I have a fear of the dark probably too, which was not surprising, which I hate having, but it's the whole thing. You are such a horrible damn person for that. That is so terrible. Why the hell are you laughing, jerk? Is it kind of bad? I hope someone does that to you since you want to be laughing at someone doing that to someone else. You remind me of my dad. I don't know if I like that part about that. I cannot see myself. I kind of hope someone does that to you just because you think it's funny, because it's messed up and you want someone. I don't want to do that. I would never do that to someone. It's absolutely, especially if it's a trigger for them. I would not do that because I think it's not. I don't think you would push past the point where it's a trigger for somebody. At least I would hope you wouldn't do that, but I don't know. Oh, there's a plane. I can hear it. Very faint, but I can hear it still. Then tell your brother to do that to you. You can always tell your brother, not Mariah. Yeah, the Nick and Matt should watch movies together because Mariah's not involved. Mariah's not involved in scary movies, so that would never happen over here. Mariah doesn't want scary movies to be gone. That's how I feel. Certain movies are fine. Like there are some movies I've actually seen that are terrifying. This one, from the 2000s, but I've actually watched it. It's not too bad when I rewatched it, even which is ironic because I don't like horror movies. I think it's called The Devil's Diary or something from 2000s or whatever. And that is kind of terrifying because I didn't think about that now. I don't remember when I first watched it. It was scary to me. Why would anyone tell you what to expect? That's not a good idea, first off. First off, if someone's gonna do it to you, you're not supposed to know what to expect because then you're gonna be like, oh, I know it's coming. So I'm sorry, but I need your brother to do it to you. Oh, she's one here, so I could tell him to you should scare him when he's least expect. And I would say when you least expect it, because that's why it would be funnier. Because I want no, but I like when people want something to happen to someone else and they have it happen to them because I know you laugh because you know I do it. I think you know I do it. That's why you're laughing. I would totally tell him to do that to you because you say you want to see someone happen to someone else. So I want to see. Well, I would like to know how it'd be if it happened to you. Would you change your mind, opinion, based on what if it happened to you and you didn't like it? There are limits to that. If you have certain triggers, I don't think you should do that to somebody. I think Now, if the person is okay with being pranked, that's different. That's not the same. I feel like there should be some kind of consent there. Like for you, since you say you want that to happen, that's like consensual. I think actually this. I think it's older brother because I think Nick said he was the youngest. Or that was. I'm pretty sure he said. I'm pretty certain he said he was the youngest. Exactly. That's why I need. I kind of wish. I wish you. I wish if it happened. I wish. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to see your. If that happened, I kind of want to see it taped so I could see if I want to. Yeah, I knew he was older because I remember you saying. I think you. I remember you saying that you were the youngest. If I'm wrong, sorry. But actually, I'm pretty sure you said you were the youngest because I told you I was the oldest. So in my family, in my siblings. So I think that's how that. That's how I like. That's one of the reasons I remember it. I knew you weren't younger. Honestly, I would. That would be. Wait, you said if someone's if you're I'm scary. Yeah, see, I would see. I'm sorry, but it's kind of called payback. When you scare someone, you should expect something coming for you. That's exactly honestly that's exactly what that was. Honestly, I think you should. I kind of want him to prank you because you. No, I seriously, especially since you seem to be good with taking things really. Honestly, everyone on this channel, Nick takes things like a champ on when I be saying things. I don't mean me. I'm not even a mean person. At least I don't think so. Nick can say if he thinks I'm mean or not. And the reason I feel like because I have siblings and he has siblings, he understands the dynamic. Not everyone understands that. When people are only siblings, they don't always understand my dynamic of the way I do things. People who have siblings, exactly. I want him to get you. It's called pay. No, but I see. If I knew your brother, I'd be like, you gotta get Nick since he be doing things like, especially. Let's be honest, get payback for all the pranks he's. Wait, have you done a lot of pranks to your brother? Now I'm very curious. Have you done a lot of pranks to your brother so that you can get it, so he can get you back for like a majority of them, but just one prank that has to be like awesome? I'm not sorry about it either. It's bad because see, this is all your fault. You had created a monster. This is all your fault, Nick. This is your fault. You started that because I was thinking it's all your fault. Caused me to become a monster, kind of. It's just your fault. Be nice. Why are you laughing? No shit. This is all his. But it's gonna. Wait, you said you. See, you probably see. I could see no, but if you did if you done a lot of prank statement and he hasn't got you back, I need him to get. You gotta do like a major one, then he won't be pranking no more for a while, and not to get hurt, of course. Just to be, just to be clear, because that sounded like I want you to get hurt, but I don't want that. Good. I'm glad you learned. That's what the older sibling's supposed to tell you. Pranking me is a bad, deserved choice. I'm on the brother side. It's an older sibling. The younger sibling needs to understand to leave the older sibling a freaking alone when they don't want to be bothered. That's what that's called. I'm on. I'm sorry. I'm on the older sibling side. Me being an old sibling, and my siblings never did anything like this because we have. Let's be honest. We have. All of us know not to do that to each other. So let's be real. The younger sibling needs to understand not to bother the older sibling in a certain way, or payback's gonna happen. That's probably what that was. That was great. You don't know why. Huh? Honestly, I bet that prank was probably. Yeah, that probably didn't go well at all. He probably went. I wonder if I do suspect this prank was big, but it was probably he probably figured out immediately after it happened it was a mistake to do because when your sibling is significant, well, your sibling is older than you, so insignificant, like a years age wise. So like for example, when you were 16, you was an adult already. Point I'm making. What the hell? Wait a second. What now? The most memorable prank you pulled on him was letting him play Crazy Maid. What the hell's Crazy Maid? Actually, I don't think I want to know what Crazy Maid is. It sounds terrifying. What is Crazy Maid though? That don't sound. It sounds kind of terrifying. That sounds scary. What the hell is that? Actually, do I want? Actually, I think I know what it probably is, but I don't think I want to know at the same time. Is it where you're actually in a maze and you popped? Why do I feel like that's what you did? I feel like you might have popped out of the maze. Like I don't know why I suspect it. I hope that's not what it is. I'm gonna put a new bandit on later. Oh, this thing is white. Cause I had a bandit on this finger. It's a maze game on the. Oh, okay. I thought that's not as bad as I thought you. Dude, I thought when you said that, I literally thought when you said a maze, I thought. I really literally thought you were actually in a maze and you popped the. I thought you popped out and scared the hell out of him. That's what I thought. I didn't think no. I didn't think a game. I didn't think like, it was a game at all. I thought you were talking about an actual maze, like you know one of those mazes you get trapped in sometimes when you lose your direction. I didn't think it was like. I didn't think it was like a game. I thought it was actual maze, like an actual maze where you go in and you get trapped and to get scared, and then somebody, oh, you think someone's coming to help you, and then that's what I thought, and then you popped that out. This is what I thought. I didn't think it was a game. But I keep forgetting, early 2000s, you would have been a kid, so you wouldn't have probably thought to do that. And don't you dare pick my idea that I just said because I don't want you being like, Mariah told me this. Don't you dare do that. Nobody take, nobody take, you turn the speakers very loud. Oh, that is so wrong. This is all your fault. You made me smile when I'm not supposed to smile. Okay, okay, yeah, see, if I, yeah, that would have been pissed, not gonna lie. But that's not that bad. That's not actually not too bad. I thought, when you said it was a prank, that ain't too bad. I thought it was one of those pranks where, I'm not saying that's a great prank, but I'm saying, like I said, I thought it was an actual maze. You pop out of there, and then you scare the hell out of somebody. Like, that's what I thought you were talking about. Not a game. But then I forgot in the early 2000s you would have been a child, so you wouldn't have done something like that. Oh, no, you didn't. I don't like that. If you did that, I would not be talking to you like right now. I wouldn't be talking to you right now because I don't like there's certain things I don't like, and I don't like ghost figure things. It's because of stupid. I don't like it because of Sixth Sense. I don't like it because of that show, that movie. That movie is. I will never watch that movie again. Not watch that movie since I was a kid, and I'm still never watching it again. There's some movies I will never watch again because of triggers from my past. That I've never watched Exorcist, but I suspect. I'm pretty sure that I might have saw The Ring, and that was terrifying too. Like I don't like movies where I'm forced to watch and I don't have a choice. That's another reason probably why I don't like scary movies. Because I was forced to watch it. Now, if it's my choice, that's different. Because I have a choice, yes or no. Not as in I have to do something or to go to the bathroom. That's not a choice. That's called you don't got a choice here, Mariah. And I don't think anyone should ever have a choice thing where they can't have it pick what one they want to do. But yeah, no. Like I said, that sounds like some kind of demonic thing, and I am not doing that. I probably would have broken the computer, which would have been like funny thing. That'd be interesting actually. If your brother had broke the computer, it'd been your own fault because you shouldn't have did that to him. And I would have kind of laughed because that would have been your fault. You did that to him. Because some people, when they're scared, they don't react in the same way you expect them to. So it would have been interesting to see what his response would have been. At least in my opinion, I think it would be funny because because I know for me, I don't know. I've never been pranked in that way, so I don't know how I would respond in that regard. I didn't know how I would respond, so. I could think of if I break the computer, it ain't my fault. Honestly, it would have been that would have been your fault if you had broke the thing you need to access information because you scared the hell out of him. So that would have totally been, and then you wouldn't have a computer to use because you can't. Back then, you couldn't use the computer without the keyboard, so you'd be basically screwed. Because this is back before you had this is back before the laptops were really like even if they even were readily available was very newish. You know what I'm talking about. And I could see why, honestly. Like, cause I remember it was a long time ago. Our keyboard almost got destroyed for a particular reason. I'm not saying on camera. And that's when keyboards would say you say it's strong. It is strong, but it's up to a point. It's strong up to a point where it's the same way when people are pranked and people pop out of trash cans. Their first reaction is to punch because they're thinking there's a risk right here happening to me. That's the same way like when these dudes, these doofuses, almost said something. I could have said something worse. I was thinking of something worse, but I didn't say the worst thing. Where people be popping out of hiding in trash cans and recycling bin and popping out, and the first reaction some of them have is to punch. You what the hell? Well, first off, I don't understand what knucklehead thought this was a good idea to do. Actually, I don't think I've ever seen a girl do that. Honestly, I'm not saying. All I think I've ever seen when my mom was showing me it was a guy. I'm not sorry. I don't feel bad because the thing is, especially doing it at night. Why would you do that? Like I think if I remember, the video was the guy was going to throw his trash out or recycling bin or whatever, just recycling stuff out, and the guy was in the trash can. It was nighttime, and he popped the hell. I'm sorry, that's his own fault because he shouldn't have did that. That was dumb to you. Like this is not that's not the time to do that. That is so stupid. Like you are a dumb imbecile for doing that. Like for real, because you don't imagine if that person had a weapon. That could have went way differently. Like, I'm first off, I'm not the. I think people are supposed to respond in the way they think it's gonna happen. The thing is, you can get vitally hurt when you do things like this. Now, if you're in a friend group and they know what's happening, that's different. But when you're doing this to random people who you don't know what they've been, because sometimes, and let's be honest, in certain cases you don't know what the person's been through, and you're just assuming, oh, because I want to do it and I think it's funny the other person, how do we know, for example, there are some people that have been through the war, and for them popping out could possibly trigger something that happened to them, like in the wartime, or someone's been like some kind of trauma has happened to somebody, and they were popped out and they were attacked in that way. You don't know what's happening in their mind. Cause I wouldn't honestly, I would never think to do that because I think I wouldn't want that done to me. That's how I think. But I can see some people being dumb and doing that, and then when they get hurt, it's not my. Honestly, I didn't feel bad when I felt nothing when the person punched the other person. It was their own dumb fault. That's how I felt. I felt you shouldn't have been doing this dumb crap because, especially not at nighttime. That was like the dumb thing. That was the wrong thing to do and the wrong time to do it. At least if you're gonna do it, maybe at least tell them you're gonna do it. Hello, like, dude, you don't just prank they're lucky they didn't get worse happen to them. I'm serious. They're very lucky. Oh well, so the new thing I just realized the new thing I think is when for the people that the person who's talking it like bolds it and then when they move past it like unbolds it. I think is what happens. It's interesting. I think it's a new thing that this because I noticed it was bolded and then when it goes like a little bit past it unbolds it. Huh. Well, that's different. But like I said, you already know how to prank me. That's just not unless we're in that stage of our friendship. That's different. I don't like this new thing. Why is it like that? because I don't like this new. I don't like, but let's be honest. You already people know I don't like unexpected changes, and I don't like when YouTube or any kind of platform changes my thing and nothing doesn't tell me. It only happens on mobile. I noticed. It doesn't like this new thing with like also even in my comment section. It's different where now when you guys I think I saw when you comment under my comments I think it has a little shield thing next to both you and Mildred's name. I think I've seen, which is odd because they never used to do that. I don't like the changes it's making sometimes because I wish they would tell me. I am the creator, so like why wouldn't you tell me? But I guess no different than when people be changing like things on bank sites or other websites and not telling you. But I don't know. What messages? I literally don't know what you're talking about. I didn't. Did you see any of his messages, Nick? Because I didn't see. Because if I did see it, I didn't. If I did see it, some of them I saw. Some of them, I don't know if I saw all of them. It depends on what they're about. What was your message about? You're talking about like recently, like the last 5 minutes. I don't know if I saw any of your messages besides the one where you said it's just a maze. I don't know if you said anything else besides only all I saw is the thing about the punching the glass and the maze one is what I saw. That's all I saw. Punching the glass screen and then the thing about just it's just a maze or whatever. That's the only two I saw. Um, but I don't know if there's anything if you had anything else. So I am very curious to see what questions you have because I know Mildred and Nick know basically a lot of things about me. Maybe not. They probably know most things about me. You had seven. Although we didn't see. I didn't see any seven. I didn't see any of them. I did not see nothing. In a little bit, I'm going to be getting off, and if anyone has questions, they can just ask me on Wednesday, any personal question. They have to be appropriate question because I'm not just answering any question because we already have had people who think they can tell me whatever they want to say, and that's not working. Like I said, I'm gonna also message you. I'm gonna message you, Nick, after this because I need to tell you something. I would message Mildred, but I know she don't answer my messages, so I ain't doing that. Um. So yeah, I don't know what he said. I don't know what you even said. I don't know why. I don't know what your messages were even about. I'm not sorry. Because it didn't even say like held in review or whatever. Like sometimes they'd be telling us me held in a review. So yeah, I don't know what they were. I don't even know what they were about. Honestly, it could. I don't know. We don't have. I don't. At least not on my channel. I don't think I didn't set any chat priority thing. What did that happen? That was weird. Don't know why that happened. That's just saying. I don't have chat priorities. So I don't know. And I don't have filtering on at least not on mine. No, no, I don't have it. Not that, at least not on mine. I don't know. Do you see anything on your side, Nick, that I can't see? And sometimes it does that. It shows on your side, but it doesn't. What was it about though? Because I don't try to ignore people. Just to be clear, I try my best not to ignore people because I know what it's like to be ignored. So I don't want to do it to anyone else. It might, yeah, honestly, it might have auto filtered it out because I didn't see it. Didn't bring anything up. Like it almost like you didn't say anything on my side. So well, if he can't see it, then and I can't see it. I don't know what they were. You were just yapping. Why do you call it yapping? I don't like that word because it feels like it makes me think that you think what you're saying is not important. I don't like that at all. And that's why I don't like that word because it makes you think what you're saying is not important. What you say is important. Just to be clear, I don't think anyone besides the trolls. I don't like what they say typically. So yeah. Normally, if yeah, like I said, if it obviously didn't filter in my rules because they would have held it down there and it didn't. So it must have definitely been YouTube. I know you allow messages because I've seen it. I'm so grateful for you reading things I don't have to read that are disrespectful and inappropriate. We've had enough of that crap on here. Yeah, I just gotta tell him about the situation. I need to make sure if it happens, I need him to be aware. So that's why I'm gonna message you. Because there's a situation I need to make sure you know about, so just in case it happens again. Oh, sorry, I should say happens from someone else. I need to be, and you just tell me. That's why I need. Because I've had something happen bad things happen, and some people that Nick knows about, Mildred doesn't really know about because we don't talk like that, like we used to, so no. I tell Nick because I know he can handle things that I don't think Mildred can, and that's not because she's a woman. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with, I think, because me and Mildred are very similar. I don't think she'd be able to handle. I have to handle it because it's personally happening to me, but I don't want to put it on someone that I think is very similar to how I react to things, because my emotions are very, I don't know, out there, I guess. And I know Nick can handle it because I know he's seen bullshit that's happened on this channel that he shouldn't have had to see, and I purposely try to make sure I don't want Mildred to see any of that stuff because she's a woman just like I am, and I don't want her to have to be like tainted or like, I don't know how to explain it. I just want to protect her. And not that I don't want to protect Nick, but I think Nick can handle crap that. Also, I don't think for this particular thing, I don't think she should have to handle only. Not that I want Nick to handle it, but I think that there we go. That's the right word. There we go. Mildred knows I'm not trying to pick on her. That's what it is. And level-headedness. I think me and Mildred are more emotional people, and I know Nick knows I am an emotional person, and I think he's a lot more level-headed. So, um, that's why I let him handle certain things, and I'm letting him know of the situation because it's come from one platform onto another, and I think I want one of my mods to be aware of what's going on, and I think because he's a guy, he can handle it better than I could. I handle it, but I also have my emotional senses that are always heightened, so that's why I think it's better for him to handle it because he's not a neurodivergent like me and Mildred, so that's why I don't want Mildred having to handle it. I hope he knows I'm not trying to. I hope both of you know I'm not trying to offend either one of you. I'm not trying to offend Nick, and I'm not trying to offend Mildred. I'm not trying to pit either one of you against each other. Just to be clear. Um, but yeah. No, Nick is just awesome at this like understanding how to deal with things when I'm in the sense of someone just keeps bull effing over my emotions and my boundaries, and he understands it because he has had to deal with this on this channel. Someone who would not respect my boundaries, and I was because I know how I am. When I'm pissed, it's almost like a whole another Mariah. But he can hand. It's almost like he is like. It's almost like sometimes he's in my mind, but he's not physically actually in my mind. It's almost like he knows what I want to say without having to be there. I just want to make sure you know I'm not trying to offend neither one of you because I feel like sometimes what I say can be offensive because some people think I'm offensive. Not trying to be that. I just want to know. I don't want Mildred to think that I'm leaving her out, but I do it on purpose because I feel like I'm not leaving her out, but I'm leaving her out of the situation because I know as a woman she wouldn't want to deal with this situation herself. So I have to unfortunately deal with it. I just want to make him aware of what's going on. So then, if we have any other issues like this, which I shouldn't have to deal with, but it's the whole thing. Let's be honest, it's part of being a YouTuber, part of people not understanding this boundary situation, not part of people becoming stalker like, and fortunately, I have to deal with a situation like that again. It's just part of my life. But yes, wait, you've been doing this for decades. I feel, oh my gosh, you're making me feel old and young at the same time. Decades, like you say decades, that means more than one. That means probably at least two. I'm gonna say because it can't be three because that's like your whole life. Well, I guess technically it could be three, but Nick has always been an awesome mod. Like even when the shit was like when it was bad on this channel, really really bad with the most, the most crap like things I've had to deal with, and there was times where I used to lose my cool really easily, a lot worse than. Oh my gosh, it really is. Oh wow, it's like so it's a little over 2 decades. Well, that's awesome. But and I know the reason I is the like if Mildred answered, I would clue her in, but at the same time, I also kind of exclude her on purpose. It's not really more of intentional. It's more what I think she can handle and what she should have to handle. And for I think for Nick, I don't think it's more like as in I know he can handle, but at the same time, I feel like the level-headedness is different. And it's not that I don't think Mildred has any level-headedness. It's more like I think that her level-headedness mixed with her emotions is very similar to how I react. So that's why I don't. That's why, and because I know I'm more emotional than level-headedness, That's why I don't tell her certain things. Like I don't know, and I don't know if that's just based on my. It might just be based on the way I see her on my side. Doesn't mean it's actually how she is. It's just the way I view her is very similar through my own lens, very similar to how I am. And she may not be anything like what I'm thinking she's like, which I guess is possible. But yeah, I try not to. I try not to put too many of my problems on Nick or Mildred. There are certain times where I have to include them in, particularly Nick more than Mildred, and that's only because sometimes I have to have him handle things that I can't handle. And he understands Mariah's like at a level where she can't handle it more. What the frick I have to do. So that's why. And see if this situation had popped up like more recently, I wouldn't even have to do anything about this. I would just be like, okay, Mariah, go on your merry way. Um, so yeah. Well, does anyone have any questions before I'll see you guys on what for I see you guys on Wednesday? It's not. See, I know she knows. I know that part. It has nothing to do with that. This situation because she's a female and I'm a female. I don't think it's safe. I don't feel safe for her to even have to handle this. Is why, or possibly having to handle this. That's the reason. It's nothing. It doesn't have to do with. I know she knows how to handle trolls. It's not that. It's nothing to do with the troll part. It has to do with more of a it has more to do with something else, and I don't want her. I don't want her involved because I don't want another woman having to possibly go through something else. Go through similar situation I'm going through. So I don't want. Oh no, it's not last week. It's this week. The Q&A is this week. It's not last week. It's this week at 2. But yeah, so I just don't want her to have to go through it because I've already gone through my own. I've already gone through being stalked before online. I don't want her to have to go through any of this, so I won't include her in it on purpose. And you're not really included in it, but I just think it's a more I trying to protect her kind of thing. Oh, okay. You don't have any questions. Okay, guys. Well, I'll see those who come to my Q&A on Wednesday at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. And like I said, I love all of you guys, which I'm sure you know. And I try to protect all of you. There's varying degrees to how I protect you, but I protect you. I try to protect you as much as I can. I think some people need more protection than others. Some need. I give people the right amount of attention I think they need. So that's what I'm trying to do. And thanks for watching as always. Love you guys. Bye.